Jupiter made out of moons?
That was a quality question.
That was a quality question.
Like, these are questions that need to be answered. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, it really is.
Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm a telescope operator at the University of Arizona's Stewart Observatory. I recently sat down with some of my fellow telescope operators, and we talked about some of the questions we get while at the telescope. These questions come from young children, college students, and the general public. I'll be showing you our conversation and then speak a little bit more about each question. So I was hoping you could tell me about some of the things that you've heard at telescopes that kind of like make you do a double take. You're like, wait, what'd they just say?
Let's start with Laser Kid.
Okay. So Laser Kid comes in with a group, I think it was, of like Boy Scouts. Mm-hmm. And they're all just coming through looking like, oh, I think we were looking at the moon. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, this is so cool. And this kid comes up and he's like, so do you guys shoot lasers at the moon with this? And I'm like, that's a legitimate question, I guess. So it's just like, no, little Billy, we don't. And then he just turns on me like, yes, you do, stop lying. He's like, as soon as we all leave, you guys are gonna like open up the laser and start shooting at the moon. I know it.
The telescope may look super cool and high tech, but we don't have any special high-powered laser beams that we shoot at the moon. But using lasers at telescopes is widely used in many different ways. They're used at star parties to point out objects that we want to show you. They're used to measure the distance to the moon by pointing a laser at the moon, shooting it at the moon and letting it bounce back and measuring the time it takes to do so. And they're used at professional telescopes for what we call adaptive optics, to make an image more clear, even while we're looking through the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh, we were looking at, oh, he wanted to look at Jupiter. And I said, well, sorry, we can't look at it right now. It's below the Earth. We can't see it. He just, stop lying to me. I said, no, I'm not. I promise. It is. It'll be up in a couple hours. He's like, no.
If Jupiter isn't in the night sky or any other night sky object that you're looking for, don't panic. It's just in a place that we can't see it right now. Not all the night sky objects are up at the same time. There are objects up during the day. It's just we can't see it because the sun is so bright and we can't detect it with our eyes.
If we're looking at Jupiter, they always ask if we can look at other planets, and then there's always a few people that always ask if we can look at Earth.
Yep.
Which is...
Every time.
It takes them a second to realize, too.
When looking at planets in a telescope, it's easy to forget that Earth isn't one of those planets that we can see. Because we're on Earth, who wouldn't want to see the Earth in its full majestic splendor like we do in these pictures? But unfortunately, you'll have to go into outer space to see anything like this.
Going back just to the people not believing you, when you see Jupiter and all that, it's just, everybody thinks it's a sticker. And then you're just playing it. It's like,
is that a light bulb?
Yeah. Someone built this huge telescope and then just put a sticker on it.
So this question really speaks to what telescopes are capable of. Just think, if you've never looked through a telescope before and you saw something like this with your own eyes, you too might think that it was too good to be true.
Have you ever had people get like militant about Pluto's status as a planet or not a planet?
Yes.
I had a lady like almost ready to fist fight me over me calling it a planet. Like it was kind of scary. I'm like, I'm sorry, no, it's a dwarf planet. So then why is Jupiter a planet if it has all these moons and stuff? Well, it's hard to explain. See, you don't know. You don't know anything.
Yeah, it's true. Telescope operators don't have all the answers. There are always going to be mysteries in space, and there are thousands upon thousands of things that we could know about the objects that we're showing you. We just don't know it all. But Active Galactic Videos can help you with this one.
What's up with these electrical hurricanes in space?
I think that's an apt description.
Yeah,
You know,
of spiral galaxies.
That's imagination right there.
That's definitely what he was
That is
referring
definitely
to.
a head turner.
Like that paints a lot better picture than spiral galaxies. What does that even mean?
What
But electric hurricanes?
We should rename spiral galaxies to electric hurricanes, because that makes it so much more interesting.
It really does.
It really does.
People at telescopes are usually a lot more creative than the International Astronomical Union, who's in charge of naming astronomical objects. When humans first observed deep sky objects, we had no idea what they were. And it's hard to name something if you don't know what it is and you've never seen anything like it before. Actually, some deep sky object classification names are not the best.
can you make the moon closer?
I remember that kid.
That was Jenny.
That was with me.
That was with you.
And she just got so mad, and I was like, I'm sorry, this is like,
It's not
we're already looking at it. I don't know
I
how
can
much
zoom in.
You could be asking
No,
two
can you
different
make
questions.
it, make
Can you
it
bring
closer?
it here? Like,
Closer.
I'd like to examine it.
And that's something that makes astronomy rather unique as a science. We can't bring a star down to the lab and examine it. And it's natural to try and use all your senses to observe an object. But unfortunately, when at the telescope, you'll just have to stick with your sense of sight. Yeah. Do you remember that one guy who was like, I couldn't tell if he was sarcastic or real, but he was like, oh, have you seen the moon people? Remember me?
Oh my gosh, yes.
He was like looking at the moon. It was like, oh, I could see a sign. There's something shiny there. That means there are people there.
Moon people, and we're like,
like,
just
Clearly
looking
don't know
at
about the moon people.
Is he serious?
the moon does have cracks and craters and occasional bursts of light in areas. It has its own mysteries, but nothing caused by aliens. Even if there were aliens on the moon, they'd have to be pretty huge for us to see them with a telescope here on Earth. Look at these pictures of Earth from the International Space Station. You can't see any roads or buildings or anything like that, and the International Space Station is only 200 miles off the surface of Earth. The moon is 250,000 miles away. There's no chance of seeing any human-sized artifacts. They came in, and I don't remember what we were looking at the time, but they were like trying to talk about current astronomy events. And they're like, oh, have you read this article, this article? He was like, I read an article like today where they're talking about the closest discovered exoplanet to our sun. And I'm like, oh, like the one around like Alpha Centauri or something. He was like, no, like in our solar system. I'm like, that's like 100% not the definition.
To be clear,
What an
exoplanet means that it's in a different solar system. Yeah.
The definition of an exoplanet or an extrasolar planet is a planet outside of our solar system. I don't think we'll be discovering any new planets in our inner solar system, but astronomers now think that there might be a planet hidden in the reaches of the Kuiper Belt. Do you get the astrology?
Oh my god, every week. You guys astrology majors? Yes, let me tell you your fortune.
Nope, I don't think there's such a thing as an astrology major. Most of the time, people just get the terms astronomy and astrology confused, which is fine. But to be clear, they're two totally different things. They may have the same roots, but astronomy is a science studying all things in the night sky, while astrology is a pseudoscience that believes that they can predict your future or personality based on the motion of celestial bodies. Thanks for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, then you should check out some of the other ones that we've put out on this channel.
Watch the other video.
That's gonna be it.
All of you.
We here at Active Galactic Videos put out a new video every other week, so be sure to check back in and like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe.
The life of a star, it's art. It's the pinnacle of like
that
human
your favorite?
achievement, to be honest.
Thank you.
I watch it every night before I go to bed.
And there's just tears streaming down my face every time I go to sleep.
Thanks, guys.